Going up on the block, me king.
Oh, shit, nigga. God damn.
What's good, OTB? We back with a tragic story where one high school student was laid to rest in an altercation at a track meet. Our primary is Karmelo Anthony. He defends himself in an altercation with two students from another school, which resulted in one being laid to rest. You know, you got a tragedy today in America when prisons are more protected than high schools. That's the real issue. Our students have no line of protection. Are we checking the temperature of bullying? You know, some people saying Anthony was being bullied and he reacted to the bullying and he took it a bit too far. The case is split down the middle. Everybody making it about a race thing, but you know, as adults, I feel like we should do better. You know, as staff, as security, as first responders, I feel like we should do better in watching these kids and their behavior, watching how energy shift across the room. You know, just seeing kids. I mean, I know when I was in high school, you know, they was catching everything. When you play football but you didn't do track, you cannot go on the field. They don't care if you knew the track coach or you was in track and you quit. You cannot go on the field. You don't need to be on the field for nothing. So that's the first line of defense. And here you got a case and it's split down the middle. You got all these adults on Facebook, grown folks, making this about race. You know, it's nasty work. I screenshotted a few clips from Facebook pretty much and I'm watching people, you know, they like, hey, whether or not this kid touched his property or not, he could have just rocked him in the jaw and he didn't need to stab him. 2 lives are ruined because he chose to stab him. Whatever the judge give him is on him for his actions. This is what somebody is saying. How you react to a threat, how you react to fear, you deserve whatever that comes with it. You have no type of, you can't respond like when you threaten or you feel fear, you gonna it's you ain't got no choice. It's fight or flight. You know, and this is what people saying about high school students. High school students, mind you, these are kids. What do they really know in the world? You know, maybe he should have kept his hands to himself, like he warned him. So they saying Anthony warned one of the twins, "Don't touch me." They say one of the twins, and they say Karmelo Anthony there was a rain delay. And Karmelo Anthony was chilling in Memorial High School, the high school of the twins. Karmelo Anthony was chilling in their tent, and Anthony went to Centennial High School. So my first question I pose is, how did they get on the field? I'm not blaming the twins. How did they get on the field? Where are the adults when you see students being confrontational with another student? When there's not adults supervising, they not around, and we feel like we have no other choice, we gonna react in the best way we see fit. You know, you got football players versus a little skinny track student. And if he has no background of fighting and know how to defend himself, he will defend himself in the best way he know to keep himself safe. You know what I'm saying? They say these twins were star athletes in football. You know? Who knows? They could be dealing with cases of CTE, you know, anger. Why did they go and dress Anthony? For what? What was the big issue about him being in their tent or their school's tent? If they aren't running track, why did they go and dress him? You get what I'm saying? You know, I really don't agree with nobody. You know, you need more details, more evidence to come out about the case for you really even to develop an opinion. So I'm about to just ask questions. I think that's like the best thing when you dealing with case. You know, some people yelling self-defense, some people yelling murderer. You know, nobody know how to, just from the evidence that came out, nobody really know how to like give their opinion, you know. So I want to wait for more details to come out, but you know, we gonna talk about it. So you know, there was a rain delay. Anthony chilling in a tent. Pretty much, the twins pull up. They like, "Hey man, you can't be in here." He like, and Anthony reply, "Uh, like if I can't be in here, like make me leave then." You know what I'm saying? Like you better not put your hands on me. And and McCaff, Austin, he pretty much pulled up on Anthony, and Anthony went in his backpack and he upped the weapon on Austin, and Austin still continued to put his hands on him, and he got injured in the altercation. It's sad. It's where are the adults? Where nobody's seeing this? We all busy. We can't watch all these kids at once. But if you have some type of structure on who's supposed to be on the field, who's not supposed to be on the field, there's nothing like that. Nothing like this will happen. You get what I'm saying? It seemed, from me reading it, it seemed like the twins, they pulled up to the tent on demon time, looking for an altercation. They found somebody prepared for one as well. And Anthony was well prepared. Now in this country, when you talk about self-defense and standing your ground and all that, and fearing for your life, it's a wobbler. Nobody really know what you can and can't do. I mean, I know it seemed like it's better off if you just let a threat just do whatever they want to you. Because if you win the altercation, most likely 9 times out of them 10, you're going to be in trouble. If you win the altercation, even if somebody was a threat to you and you fearing for your life, if you win the altercation 9 times out of 10, you got to fight for your life in the courts. And that's the sad thing about this country. You feel me? These twins was, they was looking for it. Who knows? Somebody could have said, "Hey man, they're not supposed to be in here," or they saw him, but they shouldn't have approached Anthony. When Anthony said, "I don't want no problems, don't touch me," they should have took that to be serious. They didn't take him serious. They didn't believe him. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse, Anthony was prepared to defend himself for what he believed or what he perceived as a threat. Y'all remember Kyle Rittenhouse? The kid. At the time, he was 17. He traveled across state lines with the AR-15 to protect property and medical aid, and claimed self-defense for how he addressed confrontation. That's what Kyle Rittenhouse claimed, self-defense. Mind you, this is a minor. He got an AR-15. He hopped in the whip. He drove across state lines to defend property. And he unalived 2 people. He was acquitted on all charges, including homicide, after the jury found that he acted in self-defense. There's that word again. Self-defense. You look at the optics. This kid, he hopped in the car. He drove somewhere armed, prepared for anything. And he found what he was looking for. He dealt with the situation and the confrontation and the incident, and he won. He got rid of the threat. And they said that's self-defense. Because somebody threatened your life and you defended them and you won, is self-defense. That's how the jury can. So let me tell y'all something. If y'all feel like Karmelo Anthony needs justice, y'all need to go serve in jury duty. Don't get jury duty. You know how y'all are, black people. Y'all get jury duty and y'all don't want to serve. Y'all find any and every excuse to get out of jury duty. But just like Kyle Rittenhouse, his people, they served. And they make sure he got justice for him dealing with degenerates. They was threatening him and he dealt with it. And his people made sure he went home to his family. So you're looking at a case where two students approach one student and he defended himself. He won the altercation, and now he has a $1 million bail. His lawyer is fighting to get his bail down so he could fight this from home. And the lawyer is claiming, his attorney is claiming self-defense. His dad claims he's a straight A student. And he's working 2 jobs while participating in sports. His kid is a good kid. And he not letting no bully do anything to him. Because who knows what can happen if you don't defend yourself from a bully. These are star athlete football players. 9 times out of 10 was about to go to college. If there's a mismatch and you feel like this guy is really about to do some damage to you, who knows? Who's telling? It's just like when our first responders, they fear for their life with people without weapons. When you don't have a weapon, but a first responder, fear for his or her life. You know what they do? They empty the whole clip. So now we're talking about a minor, a kid who feared for their lives. And this is how they responded. You get the picture on painting? That's how he addressed the confrontation. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse, he was acquitted of all charges in a homicide. The jury said the boy was innocent. He acted in self-defense. Go home to your family. Then after that, Kyle Rittenhouse became famous. You know, the left side was pushing for more gun rights, more gun control, and more strict rights on self-defense. And the right, they champion Rittenhouse as a patriot. This is what we doing. He a patriot, people who stand for, just to stand your ground in self-defense. They champion the boy, the minor, as a patriot for defending himself. So these same people who claim it's self-defense, where are y'all? I don't see y'all in the comments. I don't see y'all defending Karmelo Anthony for how he addressed the situation. Where y'all at? So this is why y'all making it a race thing. When a black kid do what somebody else did at a lower level, y'all call him a murderer. It's nasty work, man. I feel sorry for, the McCaffs. What happened to him succumbing to his injuries. And I feel sorry for, Anthony and his family. Two people going through a tragedy, over what? Bad supervision. We don't have better laws. It's nasty work, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated and in tune.